So this week's portion is Kedoshim, which is often paired with the previous week's portion, Acharei Mot. If you recall from last week, Acharei Mot, I talked about the Holy of Holies and the boundaries around that that helped maintain its holiness. And in this week's portion, Kedoshim, instead of the holiness of a place or a time, it's talking about personal holiness. So the thesis statement basically of the whole portion here is, you shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy. And it also has a very famous quote in it. Besides that, it has, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. That's one of the ways which we can go about maintaining personal holiness. But it goes on. It talks about a lot of the things actually that come from the commandments, the 10 commandments. It talks about keeping Shabbat, a prohibition against idolatry, but it talks about them not just you shall not. It talks about them as a way of achieving holiness, of modeling ourselves after God, because that's what it talks about here. You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy. Right? So it's not just talking about not doing something, doing something. It's talking about why we do the things we do, or we avoid doing things we don't do. Because we're trying to maintain a personal level of holiness, right? The Holy of Holies, we talked about, it was only accessible to the Kohen Gadol and only on the holiest day of the year, on Yom Kippur, right? Here, holiness is something that can be achieved for us in our day-to-day lives. I don't think it's necessarily possible for every single moment of our life to be holy, because that's kind of contrary to what holiness is, right? We talked about holiness, and the opposite of holiness is, what's holy is mundane, right? Something of the world. But we're meant to try. We're meant to try to model ourselves after God, to try to do good in the world. Tikkun Olam, it talks about acts of charity, right? Trying to put a little bit more good into the world than how we found it. And I think this value, it's something that is pretty inherent to Judaism. In fact, Rabbi Hillel said that the whole Torah is v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself, and the rest is commentary, right? So it can all be boiled down to these ideas here in Kedoshim, right? Trying to do the right thing in the world, and not just because we're told to, but because it's the right thing to do. So this level of morality is something that is very crucial, very central to the Torah and to Judaism as a whole. So modeling ourselves after God and trying to attain a personal level of holiness is within our reach, and it's something we try to do every day. Thank you.